Have you heard of the Elmhurst Heritage Foundation? Its purpose is to provide support through advocacy, education, and fundraising for the Elmhurst History Museum, our local Elmhurst history, and the Churchville one-room schoolhouse. Established in 2007 as a nonprofit organization, we initiated an endowment fund and raised funds to complete the renovation of the historic Churchville schoolhouse. We conducted a capital campaign to develop the new exhibit, by all accounts, the story of Elmhurst, at the History Museum, and we continue to provide financial support to enhance exhibits, programs, and events at the museum. Yes, we feel strongly about our mission and encourage you to become a member or donor of the Elmhurst Heritage Foundation. Please call or go to our website for more information to learn about the benefits of becoming a member or donor by investing in our town, our history, our heritage.
I'm Ken Bartels. I'm Senior Vice President and Director of the Community Bank of Elmhurst, and it is my distinct pleasure to serve as Master of Ceremonies for this event for, it's been several years now. So I'm delighted to do it because it's a very exciting evening in Elmhurst when we get the opportunity to honor many of the youth of our city who do so much to enhance the community, their own families, and their own personal school environments. And we'll learn a lot more about them as we go along. I also want to thank all of you for being here at the 2016 Exemplary Youth Service Awards. And we will feature and name every name that's in that program that you have and say something about most of them. I want to also thank the nominators that are in the room and the many special family members and guests who are here to honor our nominees. So we have an exciting time ahead of us, and so let's begin. So please allow me to introduce our evening's host, District 205 Superintendent, Dr. David Moyer.
All right, thank you, Ken. I'd like to introduce my Assistant Superintendent, Dr. Michelle Fitzgerald, who's here, and my Director of Communications, Malaya Smith, who's here. Do a lot of hard work for us. It's good to see you. It's an honor to be here tonight to help recognize these wonderful young men and women and the example they set for all of us to give of ourselves for others. Athletes, performers, and those who excel academically are regularly recognized for their accomplishments, and rightfully so, but tonight is special. I'm a big Kurt Vonnegut fan, and he often laments the loss of community in contemporary society. That's not the case in Elmhurst, and I'm most proud of all of our honorees who model service above self in their everyday lives. Tonight, I feel privileged to share this evening with tomorrow's top leaders. Now it's my pleasure to introduce to you the Mayor of Elmhurst, the Honorable Steve Morley.
Good evening. It's an honor to be here for what is always a very special occasion. I certainly want to thank all the members of the Commission on Youth. Their names are on the back, but they do an extraordinary job, not only highlighting throughout the year the youth in this community, but also helping guide programs and information for our youth. And they're really a great resource. It's really a commission that was almost non-existent 3 or 4 years ago. And with the hard work of Malia Smith and Jackie Haddad, this is actually a nice story. The Youth Commission is at full strength, and they're actually at a point where they came to me about 6 months ago and saying, we're doing so much stuff, we need more volunteers. So we're actually going through, it might have, and I think at our next meeting, we're amending our city code to add even more commission members to our Commission on Youth. It's a real testament to those folks who stepped up and gave their time to make events like this happen. So on behalf of the Elmhurst City Council and city staff and members of our Commission on Youth, for which this program has been a cornerstone for over 18 years, we'd like to thank you for joining us as we honor 112 wonderful young volunteers. Tonight we shine a spotlight on the young people who give back to their friends, families, and neighbors, and to their community or to complete strangers through their own efforts and through the service organizations that help make Elmhurst such a wonderful place to live. As members of this community, we want you to know that we see and value this. We are certain contributions thus far are just the beginning of a lifetime of commitment to helping to improve other circumstances and building better and stronger communities. Events like these encourage a spirit of volunteerism in young people, and I believe help create tomorrow's leaders. I want to take a moment to thank the 3 community leaders who volunteered to read and judge the entries for tonight's awards. We've already recognized Michelle Fitzgerald. I believe she's right here. Michelle, wave your hand. I haven't seen him yet, but Deputy Chief Mike McLean, is he here? There he is. Okay. And then Diane McGinnis, she's the Director of Community and Government Relations for Elmhurst Edward Healthcare. Diane, where are you? Next to Mike. Great. I also want to express our gratitude to the adults who have nominated these young volunteers and brought their service to the attention for our community. The last thing I'll add is that it's been my pleasure not only working with the Commission on Youth over the years, but I have 3 kids of my own, and they've grown throughout the system, and my kids are now the same ages as some of these kids up here. In fact, I think I had all 3 of these boys in our scout den, did we not? From Jefferson. So it was great then. They stepped up then 15 years ago, and they're still here today, and it's great to see them grow and mature, and they're all moving on to college. And before you leave tonight, if you have an opportunity when we have a little bit of a reception, I encourage you to introduce yourselves to some of these young men and women, and it's very exciting, not only what they do, but what they have planned for the future. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor Morley and Superintendent Moyer. We're grateful to the City of Elmhurst for its support of this program and to District 205 for providing the venue tonight. And tonight we will be recognizing all of the nominees, as was just mentioned. Each of the young people nominated have truly demonstrated the spirit of community service. And so we begin by commending the contributions of each of the following nominees. And this part of the program recognizes the following individuals for their outstanding contributions through volunteerism. We start off, life is like this, with someone who can't be here tonight. Will Owens, a York High School freshman, was nominated by Faith Humphrey Hill for his exemplary role in assisting with the Elmhurst Art Museum Summer Camp program. Will worked with instructors to implement art projects, eventually taking the lead in teaching projects. He guided campers through art exhibits. His positive attitude, patience, and creative ideas made a strong impression on museum staff and campers alike, and Will is doing great things for Elmhurst, the youngest artists and the museum, and please recognize Will Owens even though he's not here. By the way, for our awardees, the way this works, after I read your name, please find your way up the steps and receive your award, and then the mayor and the superintendent will be delighted to shake your hands. Our next awardee is Brianna King. A middle school student was nominated by multiple people at both the Park Art Center in Villa Park and the Elmhurst Art Museum for her role in helping arts organizations, their visitors, and program participants. At the Park Art Center and the Elmhurst Art Museum, Brianna greets guests, assists in art installations, guides children in their art and camp activities, and provides assistance during other art experiences. Through her speech at a museum fundraiser, Brianna motivated attendees to donate tens of thousands of dollars to help underserved children have more experiences in the arts. According to one of her nominators, Rodney Pate, Brianna's hands-on approach to getting involved in the arts ignites a small flame in each person she encounters and encourages. Brianna King. Abby Gundrum's nominator, Julia Feldkamp-Pradum, explains that Abby plays an important role in the Elmhurst Elks, as well as the ECO and garden clubs at York High School. In her work with the York clubs, this junior helped increase recycling around the Elmhurst area, and she organized community cleanup days around Elmhurst. Her work with the Elks is particularly notable. She expanded the Elks Easter Basket fundraiser for needy families in the community and helped coordinate York sophomore students to work with the Elks. Due to these efforts, the number of needy families that received Easter food baskets increased, and additional funds were given to the Elmhurst Food Pantry. Abby Gundrum. Peter Owens, you might remember that name, can't be here tonight either. Peter Owens' nominator, Faith Humphrey Hill, is grateful for Peter's assistance with preparing and facilitating art projects with campers. This Sandburg Middle School 7th grader is particularly skilled at engaging young campers, especially those who were uncomfortable adjusting to being at camp. His work was greatly appreciated by the Art Museum staff, instructors, and campers. Please recognize Peter Owens, even though he can't be with us tonight. The next three young people are honored with the Exemplary Youth Service Award for their volunteerism, and the first awardee is Amanda Strizo. A York Community High School senior is receiving an individual Exemplary Youth Service Award. Amanda was nominated both by Diane Emick and Stacy Burns. Amanda tutored elementary school refugee children for several years at the Glen Ellen Children's Resource Center. She volunteered for the YMCA Youth Basketball League, and she is a volunteer for the Special Olympics program at York. Though through giving her time and skills to these activities deserves recognition, both of the women who nominated Amanda described the highlight of her volunteerism as the project to build an outdoor library for Hawthorne Elementary School outdoor classroom, for which she earned her Girl Scout Gold Award. Amanda recognized that the outdoor classroom would be more effective as a place to learn if it included books related to the garden. She raised funds to support the project, recruited volunteers to help, made the plans, consulted with the Hawthorne staff and outdoor classroom committee members to receive approval for her design. She even held a book drive to stock this weatherproof library. As a final gift, she spoke with Hawthorne students about her overall experience. Amanda's unique vision, based on the combination of creativity and attention to others' needs, has resulted in plans by other community scouts and organizations to build more outdoor classrooms in Elmhurst. Our community is impressed with Amanda's creative problem-solving, ability to plan and implement her project, skills that will certainly benefit Amanda and all those she will help in the future. Amanda Strizo. Ella Pittman, an 8th grader at Bryan Middle School, also receives an Exemplary Youth Service Award. Like all of our exemplary youth, Ella has many talents, strengths, and interests. According to her nominators, Leo and Jill Sullivan, Ella's most impressive trait is her interest in helping others. Ella volunteers with Feed My Starving Children, Bryan Middle School's Taking Care of Others program, the DuPage County PADS program, and the Chicago Basket Brigade that fed families at Thanksgiving. She volunteers as a leader in training for Park District camps and helps young athletes by volunteering with Access Sports. The Sullivans, as well as our reviewers and the city, believe that Ella has proven herself to be someone who has a true commitment to helping others, those in need, and it is young people like Ella who improve our community and make it a better place. Ella Pittman. Jason Kentra, a York High School sophomore, is being honored with the final Exemplary Youth Service Award. Jason volunteers within and outside of York Community High School. He is president of Amnesty International, a member of the Key Club, and a member of the ECO Club. As a member of the ECO Club, he works to identify innovative solutions to environmental problems. The highlight of Jason's volunteer contribution is his design and execution of an annual fundraiser that he developed and operates with his brother, Free Throws for Food. This event not only raises donations for Yorkfield Food Pantry locally, but raises funds for an international charity as well. This year, the event supported UNICEF to provide refugees with humanitarian aid. According to his nominator, Lilas Kowalis, our reviewers, and the city, Jason is a role model for other young people in our community and an inspiring young man. Jason Kentra. At this point, we'll take a pause in the awards to hear from one of last year's Exemplary Youth Service Award winners, Churchville 8th grader Brenton Russo. Impressively, you might remember this, those of you who were last year, Brenton was nominated 3 times last year by 3 different nominators. So let's hear from him about why he spends so much time volunteering. Brenton Russo.
Last year, it was my honor to receive 3 Elmhurst Youth Volunteer Awards for volunteering at the Elmhurst Public Library and Churchville Middle School. Volunteering in a field that interests you can start you in a lifetime of opportunities and rewarding experiences. Volunteering work teaches responsibility, life lessons, and teamwork. Whether you like working with animals, the elderly, children, helping clean up nature, or shelving books, there is something for everyone, and it's all helping other people, which is the true meaning of volunteering. I'd like to thank our parents and teachers who serve as our role models, and to our city officials who inspire us every day to volunteer. I hope each one of us in this room will inspire others to volunteer. Congratulations to all this year's recipients. You've earned it. Thank you.
Great job, Brenton. Thank you very much. We'll move into the first portion of group recognitions, and the following groups are recognized for their outstanding contributions to the community. Now, if there are no identified leaders mentioned in the script here, then I would ask that the larger groups just line up outside the stage, and your certificates will be presented to you after we conclude. So the first group, which does have identified leadership, is the Leadership Board for the York High School Key Club. They are responsible for selecting and organizing 50 service projects per year and managing Key Club meetings for a group of 200 members. Their nominator, Brianne Kennedy Brooks, says these leaders excel in their communication and collaboration skills, making tough choices and seeking help when it is appropriate. She says they exude warmth and kindness and are always motivated to do their best. As a community, we are fortunate these leaders are making a difference at their school and in their community. The Key Club Leadership Board includes senior Yasmin Ali, Caitlin Kolasecki, and Lillian Alexandrova, as well as juniors Megan Boyle, Grace Q, and Julia Doherty, the Leadership Board for the York High School Key Club.
Congratulations. Thank you for everything. Great job, everybody. Congratulations.
You know, just an aside, when you MC events, you get to stand behind these podiums. And over the years, it's become kind of a fascination with me to find out what's actually inside these left over. And tonight's particularly interesting. We have several paintbrushes, a couple of pencils, some water bottles, a whole number of these things, and by count, about 15 very well-used M&Ms. If anyone's really interested in them, they'll be here. Our next group is the York High School Souls for Kids Project Chairs. Juniors Abby Gundrum, Evan Mills were nominated by the York Key Club sponsor, Brianne Kennedy Brooks. This group worked tirelessly to organize a community-wide shoe drive that donates shoes to a village in Africa and the Lakota Indian Reservation in the United States. They worked to streamline the process and reach more community members using technology to develop better processes. Their commitment to continuous improvement of this important project will make sure that Souls for Kids continues to rescue shoes and put them on the feet of children who desperately need them. Welcome. Our next group is the Bryan Middle School Student Council, and they are recognized for their contributions to the community. These 8th graders were nominated by Heather Bowler for leading the school through its fundraiser and school spirit activities. The activities included Caps for Kids, autism awareness, a 2-mile fun run, and the Holiday Dollar Drive. Through the Holiday Dollar Drive, the students led the school's initiative to raise funds to buy presents for 3 families identified by Elmhurst United Community Concerns Association. Planning and working on the project for several months, they exceeded all their goals. Congratulations and thank you to these 4 dedicated leaders, Steve Corney, Ronan Doyle, Paulo Favusi, and Emma Lutz, the Bryan Middle School Student Council.
Congratulations. Thank you for everything. Thanks for all you do.
We are pleased to recognize York High School junior John Klug and freshman Katie Klug for their efforts to secure a District 205 Foundation Themes Grant application, which resulted in providing bullying education and awareness. These 2 students worked to coordinate the recent screening of the award-winning documentary Finding Kind in conjunction with York High School and the Elmhurst Youth Commission. John and Katie wrote the grant, met with community members and stakeholders to plan and develop a presentation about bullying, and will provide a corresponding bullying prevention curriculum to the teachers in the district. Their nominator, guidance counselor Ashley Tucker, and the City of Elmhurst recognizes these 2 for their good work, persistence, and intention to bring awareness to such an important issue. John and Kathy Klug. The All-Nighter Fighters Relay for Life senior team, say that quickly, is recognized for its dedication and enthusiasm this year and many past years. Their nominator, Annie Sullivan, said this group of 38 seniors constantly broke fundraising goals and Elmhurst team records. As a result of their teamwork and imaginative grassroots fundraising initiatives, efforts included bake sales, car washes, babysitting, Christmas caroling, and even NCAA pools. Their dedication and organization has helped them to accomplish all of their goals and their unified goal to raise funds to fight cancer and the Elmhurst community members touched by this disease. Their conviction is worthy of recognition and is commendable without doubt. And maybe, well, they're already lined up. I didn't see that. You know, all these things happen without me. Tommy Angelos, Will Boros, Billy Bobin, Julia Conversa, Trevor Corsello, Cam Dobrotka, Mark Dorsey, Tom Ducey, Jacob Evans, Matthew Finan, Cam Fowler, Josh Hovance, Anna Hubert, Zach Johnson, Bob Chrissinger, Darcy Kumaro, Jordan Less, Brennan McGovern, Maggie Makowski, Gray Miller, Sophie Mordini, Brian Moritz, Annie Muddle, Michael O'Malley, Katie Beth Pasternak, Ryan Pedoti, Joey Perez, Jake Privet, Peter Salick, Jonathan Sheary, Matt Shipman, Alyssa Taylor, Laurel Tampos, Hallie Truitt, Jake Wendell, Jack Wiesenmeyer, Alex Yacko, and Grant Zilke. They're not all there, obviously, but the ones that are there, please recognize them. An extraordinary group of junior and senior volunteers participate in Access Sports as peer buddies to athletes with disabilities by mentoring and supporting them during practice and games. Their nominator, Caroline Rogers, explains that their compassion, leadership, and true spirit of giving makes a difference each week, year after year. All 6 of these volunteers recognize that the big hugs and friendships they have developed over the years make their commitment more than worthwhile. So thank you for showing your generous spirit. The following students are recognized for their commitment and service to Access Sports. Seniors Caitlin Kolasecki, Emily Patterson, Kenny Sidoric, Zach Zerlo, and juniors Burke Corcoran and Gabriella Uribe, the Access Sports volunteers. Maggie Hart and Abby Gundrum, juniors at York High School, are recognized for their commitment to volunteerism through their work with the Elmhurst Elks. These students expanded their volunteerism from participating in a food basket delivery during the holidays to developing and planning Easter volunteer initiatives, presenting their ideas to the Elks trustees, and organizing a team of students to raise funds. Their nominator, Carl Mader, explains their dedication and entrepreneurism and their selfless efforts that reflect extraordinary maturity. We agree, and you help make Elmhurst a better community. Maggie Hart and Abby Gundrum. The future of Elmhurst Relay for Life depends on the students joining the effort. The York All-Youth Committee of High School Juniors steps into leadership roles by demonstrating the readiness, willingness, and abilities required to continue the incredible Relay for Life successes. As juniors, they are participants in Relay and commit to achieving personal fundraising goals. They volunteer to implement the York All-Youth Relay efforts school-wide and are ambassadors for Relay for Life throughout the school. They mentor and recruit new leaders while learning from others. We look forward to learning more about their accomplishments next year. Congratulations and thank you to Jackie Biggins, Jen Biggins, Julie Biggins, Louis Chavez, Olivia Condon, Grace Foster, Abby Gundrum, Maggie Hart, Megan McGreal, Camille Nokon, and Gavin Walgren. And now another pause for some words of wisdom from Churchville 8th grader Emily Belcher, who was also an individual Exemplary Youth Service Award winner last year. Emily has volunteered for a number of organizations and groups and encourages others through her own example. So let's learn more from Emily right now. Emily Belcher.
Hi, I'm Emily, and I'm 14 years old, and I've been volunteering for about 3 years now. So when I was going into 6th grade, I looked at my summer and I said, wow, that's a lot of free time. So I had heard about these programs at the library, didn't really look much into it, but I decided that, hey, I'm gonna do one. I picked one that allowed me to work with kids and other kids my age that had the same interests as me. Not only did I love it, but it made me realize that I think when I grow up, I want to work with kids and become a teacher. If I didn't do that program, I probably wouldn't know that. Previously last year, my art teacher asked a couple of my friends and I to help her with a mural in school. This was originally supposed to be a one-day project, but turned into a 3-day project. Gave up my Labor Day weekend. But I realized that working all together, we were all able to make something that looks so beautiful and will be in our school for years to come. Kids who love and appreciate the mural that we created makes everything worth it. People ask me all the time, Why did you get up at 7 in the morning to go to school and throw paint on a wall? Well, even if I just get one smile, one person that appreciates it, or one thank you for doing that, it makes everything worth it. Not only that, but when I volunteer, I'm extremely happy. I'm surrounded by other people that want to be there. It's called volunteering for a reason. Nobody's really forced into it. So everybody wants to be there and is willing to participate. And helping in general, it starts with a ripple effect. Somebody can show you kindness and you show it back. If I hadn't done this program at the library, I probably wouldn't know what I wanted to do with my life. I would have never experienced volunteering, and I would have spent my whole summer locked in my room watching Netflix. I'm so grateful that I did this because now I know what I want to do with my life, and I'm so happy with the people that I'm friends with now. A quote from Gandhi is, "The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others." Thank you.
Thank you, Emily. Well done. My wife, when I paint, my wife describes it as just throwing it on the wall as well. So I can relate to that. The next three groups are honored with Exemplary Youth Service Awards for their outstanding volunteerism. One award is presented to each age group, high school, middle school, elementary school. And the first group are the 4 team captains of the famous all-night fighters that we heard about a little while ago. This group of Relay for Life leaders demonstrated unprecedented devotion to the American Cancer Society Relay for Life. They led their team to a total thus far of over $39,000, and the York All-Youth Relay Committee to a remarkable $52,056 so far. That's worth applause right now. Annie Sullivan, nominator of the Exemplary Youth Service High School Award, explains that this is a group of young adults that represents stellar character, exceptional time management, and passionate commitment to service. These traits contribute to their ability to plan and implement fundraising efforts, giving others at York and within the community the opportunities that we have to join in the fight against cancer. They sponsor events such as the Luminaria Initiative with the elementary schools, as well as basketball, volleyball, track, water polo, wrestling, and swimming events. They have gone as far as to promote donations to Relay through wearing purple tights and tutus, which is a vision for me. Their willingness to lead is truly admirable, and their effectiveness is undeniable. They have convinced countless others to help them make a real and tangible difference in our community. And like their nominator, the city is proud to present the High School Exemplary Youth Service Award to the all-nighter fighter team captains, seniors Jacob Evans, Josh Hovance, Bobby Chrissinger, and Annie Mundell. Circle right on back. It's a shorter trip for you. Yeah. Friends of Annie Laguerre. Rather than provide a summary of the accomplishments of this particular group of young women receiving the Exemplary Youth Service Middle School Group Award, we decided to share the following nomination in its entirety and thank its author, Sandburg Middle School counselor Lisa Cairns. And I quote, "The passing of classmate Annie Laguerre at the beginning of the 2015 school year was an unimaginable tragedy for the Elmhurst community, especially for her closest friends. In the days that followed the allergic reaction that left Annie in a coma, Annie's friends remained faithful to her, visiting her in the hospital and praying for her. When Annie passed, These girls assisted her grieving family with the arrangements. And since that time, this same group of friends has organized numerous events to celebrate the life of their dear friend Annie, while raising funds for the foundation named in her honor. This foundation vows to educate the public about the seriousness of allergic reactions and equipping first responders with not only the knowledge of how to treat potentially life-threatening reactions, but providing the medical auto-injectors. Some of the events they have been involved with to date are the Annie Laguerre Pink Christmas Dance at the Wilder Mansion, a completely sold-out event. Pink Out Days at Sandburg Middle School, various sporting events in Annie's honor, the sale of T-shirts with proceeds going to the foundation, and the organization of the inaugural Annie Laguerre to the Moon and Back Walk held most recently on this past April 23rd. These young ladies exemplify a commitment to service and have demonstrated the best of life's greatest gift, true friendship, unquote. As a community, we are deeply sorry for the loss, but we are inspired by your actions that provide comfort for many more than you will ever know. Annie's friends nominated for this award include 8th grade students Brenna Bohaboy, Megan Cronin, Catherine Hansen, Sydney Kruger, Elena Meyer, and Christina Zapata. The Annie Laguerre Group, ladies and gentlemen. The Exemplary Youth Service Elementary Group Award goes to a special Girl Scout troop at Lincoln School number 50302. Their nominator, Angela Tarantino of the Elmhurst Park District, explained that the girls were inspired to support fundraising for the Playground for Everyone project. The girls wanted to support a place where everyone can be included in playing, despite their various abilities. The girls planned and implemented a bake sale that included not only the baked goods, but explanations of the playground and its benefit for Elmhurst and its children. They raised $415 in 4 hours. These young women demonstrated the confidence and character that contribute to making Elmhurst and the world a better place. The Park District and the city, as well as those who will benefit from the new playground, are grateful for their inspiration and their contribution. We look forward to hearing more about their accomplishments in the future. I don't know which leaders are here, but we have the leaders and the troop, and the names are Madison Adelsbach, Daniela Curtis, Eliana Cervera, Nora Conroy, Riley Crow, Abella DeBito, Sarah Huber, Katie Kamka, Amelia Carr, Stella Cole, Era Krosovich, Ava Reedy, Lauren Sandstrom, Natasha Sermarina, Nora Sherman, Ava Varzino, Samantha Vorel, Elizabeth Winkle, and Ava Yu. Ladies and gentlemen. Now, as we near our conclusion of our time together, we'd like to invite our High School Exemplary Youth Service Award winners and the senior chairs of the York All-Youth Relay for Service Award winners to the podium. The captains Jacob Evans, Josh Hovance, Bobby Chrissinger, and Annie Mundell will now share with us what volunteering means to them. Ladies and gentlemen.
As the team captains of the All-Nighter Fighters Relay for Life team, we've been asked to speak here tonight. While we will share a little bit about Relay for Life involvement, no doubt tonight you have heard of other great volunteer efforts. The one thing we want to share is that getting your friends to volunteer with you can make things even better. Share your commitment to whatever you're doing. Share your passion, and you will inspire others to join you. Our relay team started with just us, but by spreading the word and setting an example, we've brought 38 of our friends together, and for 4 years, we have learned from each other and worked hard to make a difference. It wasn't always easy, it never is, but the end result far, far exceeds the challenges along the way. It always does. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Josh Hovance, and I got involved in Relay for Life my freshman year because of the passing of my mom to stage 4 non-Hodgkin's lymphoma lung cancer. She was a very giving woman, given that she was an obstetrician at Elmhurst Memorial Hospital, and she probably delivered half the kids in this room. Relay for Life perfectly embodies her loving personality and spirit. Running fundraisers with my good friends Jacob and Bob, who knew her very well, make Relay such a memorable experience.
Hi, my name is Jacob Evans, and I got involved with Relay 4 years ago, too. I had my first real experience with Relay for Life with how terrible cancer can be when my best friend's mom, Dr. Ruth Pang, passed away in 2010. I watched her fight for months, only to lose her battle. She was a beautiful person and didn't deserve to die. Her death had a really big impact on me, and I wanted to do something to stop this terrible disease from taking more lives. That is when I joined Relay for Life, and my life was changed forever. Your passion might be finding a cure for cancer, feeding homeless people, or helping kids out with disabilities. But whatever it is, once you find something that you care about, you will see that one person really can make a difference, and that true joy comes from helping others.
All right, my name is Annie Mundell, and I relay because cancer has had a major impact in my family. One of the many people I have seen courageously fight against this awful sickness is my aunt. She fought for 28 years and recently lost her challenging battle. I have been involved with Relay since I was a kid, and I joined the All-Nighter Fighters my sophomore year. Relay is my favorite thing to be involved in here at Elmhurst, and I'm so proud of the amazing work our team has done to support Relay for Life. And I know that we will never stop doing our part in the community. As you have seen tonight, there are many different efforts by many youth that are worthy of recognition. Even though we are young, we can make a difference. Be proud of this award and get back out there and set an example for others to follow. Volunteering is a sacrifice. Volunteering means taking that extra step. And volunteering is fun and incredibly rewarding. Volunteering helps others, and that's what it's all about. Keep it up, and others will follow. We want to say a special thanks to our teammates for their dedication, hard work, and commitment to volunteering. Because of our enthusiasm and drive, we have made our families, friends, and community proud by raising over $40,000 over the past 3 years. And we aren't done yet. Lastly, we want to thank you all for this recognition. Thank you.
Let's have a really good round of applause for all our awardees and nominations tonight. There'll be a dessert reception next door in the cafeteria in just a moment or two. Alex Stazowski will be, who plays with the Pads Band, will be there with some entertainment. A couple of quick thank yous. Thank you to the Elmhurst Our Kind of Town television crew. As you see in the front, this will be on local cable access television in May. I want to again thank the nominators and the organizers. And of course, I want to thank all of you for being here. This is always a very special evening in our city. A quick quote to close by author Vincent Barnett. Quote, you count. You make a difference. You can add to the sum of beauty and joy and love and understanding in the world for yourself, your family, your friends, your community, however you choose to define it. You can also subtract from those already scarce enough commodities. I suggest you do the former. What you do matters. Unquote. It always will. It's greatly demonstrated this evening. Thank you. Join us at the reception and have a safe journey home later this evening.
Have you visited the Elmhurst Public Library lately? The Kids Library is a wonderful place. When not being used for library programs and classes, Elmhurst Public Library cardholders can reserve the meeting rooms. The second floor is where you can find the adult and teen collections. An enclosed area, devoted to high school students, provides space to create, play, share, and study together. Use our computers, or bring your own, to our work-friendly business center. Technology classes for all expertise levels are taught in the computer lab. High-quality audio and visual equipment in the Creative Studio gives you the opportunity to create, record, make, and invent. You can produce real items with the 3D printer and poster printer. Study rooms provide space for studying on your own or working with others. The larger gathering room is available to reserve by Elmhurst Public Library cardholders. Our convenient book drop and drive-up window make picking up and returning library materials a breeze. Don't forget, Elmhurst Public Library is always open online at elmhurstpubliclibrary.org.